Uh, Hello from Croatia. I hope you can hear me. I see in the chat room that we have people from Latvia and from Turkey. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, that's okay. I can hear you.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So, welcome. I know that it's middle of the summer, and for many of us, the holidays are already ongoing, and I know that people are traveling and relaxing, but also during the summer, uh, I always have to figure something new out and to imagine something that I will work on the beginning of the next school year. So for this occasion, it's about AI as far as you know it. So my name is Miljenko Hajdarović. This is the initial meeting or the initial online coffee drinking about the issue of using AI in history teaching. Let me introduce myself. So I'm a history teacher already since 2005. I have a MA in history and also MA in sociology education. I was also working as a textbook editor and author, and for the last couple of years, I'm also trying to pursue my PhD in educational sciences. And right now, I'm a doctoral candidate researching the future of history education. Um, During the last 2 years, everywhere you can go, every conference you visit, there will always be a small section about something that is not so new, but is very dominant in public perception in the last 2 years. It's the question of AI. Also, during my last year's research as a Histolab fellow, um, I researched what will be the next impactful technologies for history education. And as number one, as you can also see, the artificial intelligence and machine learning was mentioned. The whole research and the article about this research will be published in September 2024, and we can talk more about the whole article in 2 months. Let's do some initial considerations regarding AI. Just first, a very small definition of AI. Artificial intelligence refers to the development of computer systems and algorithms that enable machines to perform tasks typically requiring human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, problem solving, and decision making. And right now, when we are talking about AI, it's very important to stress out that we are not talking about something that is called general AI or AI that can think by themselves. We are talking about generative AI, and generative AI is actually a complex application, complex computer program that is taught on a large quantity of data, how to predict uh, text or how to produce text, images, or multimedia. Regarding the educational technology, uh, when we look back in the last decades or even centuries, uh, we could always see that when something new was discovered or when something new was used by the general public, we always had a very slow progress of that some technology was incorporated into educational system. But regarding AI and everything that is happening in the last 2 years, we can see that since the publication of ChatGPT more than 2 years ago, the progress of introducing AI into schools was very quick. And how can we see that? From the introduction of ChatGPT 3.5 version more than 2 years ago, already in the various countries in Europe, but also in the world, we can see that not only some individuals in schools, but also policymakers and curriculum makers from countries are developing curriculums that are going into schools as new kind of subjects or even new kind of literacy. And when we are looking at our field of history, and by that I mean the educational history, but also history as a science, there are big implications of using AI in this field. What do I mean by that? Already we can see that AI applications such as Copilot or ChatGPT or others are producing a lot of new narratives. We can see that AI applications are producing new sources, and those sources are textual, but those sources are also images, videos, and audio. And as a history teacher, we know that we are using sources to teach our students. And what is happening with AI is that AI is generating a whole new narratives, and we can see that in classroom those new narratives can work very disruptive. Also, there are many questions about the sources on which AI was learned, or what sources were used to teach AI how to predict the text or how to produce images or videos. And the question is if those sources that were used for programming AI are also having basic problems with perspectives or narratives. Also, one other issue that is coming into mind is where are we as a teachers, and what can our students know about AI literacy, because during the last 20 years, when we started working with internet and started to work with search engines like Google and others, we were using those search engines like tools to explain our students that they are basically performing some sort of history research. But what is happening right now with all the new Gen AI tools, our students are changing their behavior. They are not researching using search engines. They are asking questions to various artificial intelligence bots, like the famous Alexa from Amazon. Our students are already using Alexa and asking just questions. Alexa, can you explain what was happening during the World War II, or who won World War II? And then the application, the tool, will reproduce the answer. And not only that, the students are not doing the research, but they are also not doing the basic reading, and then that is also a challenge for teachers in the last couple of years. regarding the introduction of AI in history teaching, we can see that most of the tools that are appearing right now are not specialized. And that's a long story because regarding the usage of ICT and education, most of the tools in ICT are general tools. They are most of the time not specially developed for a very specific subject. And regarding history teaching, there are a few tools that are doing something very specific for history education right now. So what was happening in the last couple of months? During the innovation days of history education in Strasbourg 3 months ago, we discussed that some teachers and some academics around the world are trying to research what is going on with artificial intelligence and history teaching, but everybody is doing something in their own country. I talked with a colleague from Italy. I talked with colleagues from Finland and some other countries, and the basic problem for us is that we are not connected, and we are not. We don't have the news what is going on in different countries. So the idea is to establish some sort of um, personal learning community. I call this Clio AI Community. And the basic idea is to exchange our knowledge, exchange our examples of what we are doing in our work, and connecting the practitioners in schools and academia researchers. Because I know that teachers in schools are obliged to perform everything that is written in the curricula, and there is not too much time left to do some experimenting with AI or do some research. On the other hand, I can also see that in some institutions across Europe, they are already performing some experiments or research using AI and history. So maybe we can bridge the practitioners and teachers and exchange. And in what way can we exchange? We will see with the beginning of the new school year. So, as I said in the beginning, this is just an introductory meeting, but I think that we will actually start to work on this community from September. What I can see as a goal for this PLC, professional learning community, is that by cooperating, we could bolster our confidence and our expertise, and also connected with that, we can improve our work with our students. When I opened this call for initial meeting a month ago, 53 people from 22 countries registered, and you can see the countries from which the colleagues are. And from that registration, I got some interesting data to start our discussion. So one of the questions in that registration form was, what interests you most about integrating AI into history education? And here are some answers. Help with doing meaningful and fun classroom activities, transformative power of AI on teaching and learning, AI as a helping students in researching and designing assignments, how to push back against it. I actually want to understand more about how AI can be used in historical content creation on YouTube and beyond for educational purposes. I'm a beginner and I'm interested about every options how to integrate AI in education. possibility for creativity, effective AI tools for primary history education, using new AI tools to stimulate students' interest and creativity, epistemological changes, challenges and solutions, teaching students to critically use it and criticize it, school for future, prompts, integration AI in every school subject, etc. Also, one other question was, have you previously used AI tools in your teaching? If yes, please describe your experience. I would say about half of the respondents say no, or that they don't have any experience, but other answers were yes, mostly help with constructing tests, yes, for quick activity generation, generating questions about the text, helping students to use it effectively, to help them review and to help students to analyze a text for accuracy. Someone used Canva, Google Arts and Culture AI, ChatGPT. It took time pupils to learn the tools, but then it was very interesting and creative for them. Students find a historical topic they are interested in, ask a chatbot to answer a question on this topic, and then collectively and critically assess the answer. Next year, we will move to setting up graphical applications based on LMS, uh, large language models, using interfaces like Diffie. I use AI in preparation lessons. I used AI tools in creating presentations, and as an addition to the presentation, students actively participate in the work. The work is dynamic. My students used LMM Copilot for researching for information about different historical persons. They also used EMG2Go app for creating pictures with doubtful historical background, and then they search for mistakes. As teacher, I used LM ChatGPT for creating quizzes, rubrics for assessment, learning material. I have used a little in attempting to make quizzes through it and checking to see if students were plagiarizing. Creating historical comics. I use Magic School to structure some my classes. Magic School gave me some ideas. Another question that I asked in the initial form was what specific topics or questions about AI in education would you like to see addressed in the Clio AI community? The answers were help with thinking and reading like a historian. How can we best harness AI to help us with massive data sets for quantitative data concerning historical consciousness amongst peer groups who interact with historical knowledge? Creative uses of AI. How does AI impact the skill we want to teach learners to have? How can we ensure we are assessing these skills effectively without just going back to exclusively using pen and paper in the classroom? How to use AI in planning lessons, sources and ethics, how to apply and integrate use of AI tools at school classroom level, how to apply and implement AI tool in-service teacher professional development programs, align AI with historical thinking concepts, examples of good practices, examples of how to teach students to use AI themselves, how can AI tools help teachers to achieve higher taxonomy levels of learning material? I would like to see some examples of its use with history and geography. I am particularly interested in exploring the ethical implications of AI in history education, especially concerning bias in AI-generated historical narratives and the responsibility of educators in mitigating these biases. Additionally, I would like to see discussions on the integration of AI tools to enhance critical thinking and source evaluation skills in students, given the challenges posed by the post-truth era. I would also be it would also be valuable to address the potential of AI in personalizing history education to cater to diverse learning needs and backgrounds. One very important issue when forming some sort of community is the issue of activities. As you already know, every organization or I don't know, NGO or whatever kind of community depends on activity. So the question was, are you interested in contributing to the community as a speaker or presenter in future meetings? And the answers from people that registered were, as you can see, 22.6% said no, 47.2% say maybe, and 30.2% said 30.2% said yes. And why am I showing you this? Because I was running through this first couple of minutes presenting some thoughts, some ideas, and basically I'm interested to hear from you, from all. Right now I can see 22 people that are here. What are your ideas, or what can you bring to the table to present with Clio AI community? So I'm inviting you to take the microphone, introduce yourself, and share your thoughts about everything that is here open on the floor. So anyone who wants to talk, to say their thoughts, please, you have the floor. Miss Wojdon.
Hello, I'm Joanna Wojdon. I work at the University of Wrocław in Poland, and I'm also president of the International Society for History Didactics. So I like the idea of creating this community very much, and I'm thinking about building connections also between academics active in history didactics that are members of ISHD. And this idea, I remember last year, I gave a short presentation using ChatGPT and showing how fast it like replies to a prompt about the reasons for collapse of the Roman Empire, and how all the room of the audience who were mostly like retired or just to be retired professors, how amazed they were about like how useless are such prompts today if pupils are using this kind of a tool. And so I think now it's time to make the next step and to think how to not only get rid or this as someone whom you mentioned in your presentation wrote, how to push back AI. So how rather to integrate in our teaching and learning. And what I can offer is the room in the journal of ISHD for any ideas, publications, presentations, especially research-based ones. That's one thing. And another thing, we will be organizing the conference of the society in Wrocław in 2025. So I think there is also space for AI-related presentations there. So these are just my thoughts. And I think with AI, is as it used to be with Wikipedia a couple of years ago, that everybody's using it, but people are not acknowledging it. And so it's also this challenge of providing ethical and acceptable ways how to acknowledge the usage of AI in our teaching and also in research. Mm-hmm. Thank you, and thank you for your efforts in organizing this community.
Thank you, Joanna, and for all the ideas that you presented. I think that we already can see that a lot of things is going on, and I think the most valuable part for us is actually the exchange. what is going on in Poland, what is going on in Bosnia, what are people doing in the classrooms, what is done in the institutions. I know that, as I said before, that some institutions are doing research in this field. I think that I will probably make the connection with Georg Eckert Institute in Braunschweig, because they are already in 1 3 years program experimenting with AI in German classroom, and I hope that they will present some of their initial findings with us probably during September or October. So my basic idea was to connect people from various countries, and let's see what we can what we can do together. The next hand in the air was from my colleague from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bojana, you have the floor.
Thank you, Miljenko. Hello, guys. It's lovely to see you like this virtually. It's absolutely fantastic that during the summer break, in the middle of the summer holidays, practically this big group has gathered. Miljenko, thank you for organizing it. It's super interesting already, the title, AI, Clio in AI, whatever. So my idea for this was going into the direction of what we can do in helping teacher to embrace this opportunity somehow, because according to the data you have showed from people who have registered and show some interest in this initiative, it's a big number of the people who haven't been using before. So I've always kind of like being an educator myself, I think what we can do to make our colleagues from the staff room somehow to embrace the changes. At least here in my country, Bosnia and Herzegovina, it's quite difficult to get people on board for any kind of new things that are happening around, because whatever I hear from them is, oh, we are not doing that way, we do as we do. But since we are standing and doing nothing, the technology is still developing, and if we cannot help our students to think about ethical implementation of AI, this is my biggest concern right now. I think as an educators, we really have to take a stand. So I embrace the idea of gathering and sharing and connecting what Joanna said, academia and those who are teaching in the classrooms. But my idea would go definitely to transferring know-how
Yeah.
to the community.
Yeah. Thank you, Bojana. Colleague Aleksandra Fostikov.
Sorry, I didn't. It's okay, you hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Aleksandra Fostikov, and I'm working as external researcher in the Institute of the History Belgrade. I'm working and experimenting with the LLMs almost 2 years for now. Miljenko, here my ideas for a paper in Skopje in Macedonia last year, I think. So it will be published now. It's I co-authored it with my colleague Boban Petrovski, and we talk about the problem of misinformations that any LLM could give you, and that we must understand and learn our colleagues. Or I'm not so much working as professor in the lecturing. I'm lecturing also only in the PhD programs and talented, gifted kids in Petnica Science Center. So I'm not working every day with pupils or students. But yes, we must explain our colleagues how to do it, and explain on the other side students how to critically use it, because we could not change it. It's the era of the guys, and yes, we must use it. They already use it. My kids already use it, and he's only 15 years.
Yeah, I have the same at my home.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's all. I just want to represent myself.
Yeah, thank you, Alexandra. The the last couple of minutes, we can already see that we have some material that is somewhere available or will be somewhere available. So I will try to, I don't know, use maybe a web page or a Padlet, maybe a shared Padlet, and on the Padlet I can do make some folders and invite you to share articles and researches that you already read or produced in the last years or months or whatever, and that Padlet or whatever can be public to every member of our community to get some new ideas and get some new details about the AI. We have another caller, Miss Ozoliņa Liene. Sorry if I read it wrongly, but you can say it right.
Okay, thank you. Hello, my name is Liene, and I would like to build upon what previous people already touched upon. I myself now work at the University of Latvia, and similarly as our host, at this moment I'm battling the PhD thing, and it's not easy, as you know, as people who've done it knows. Yeah, fingers crossed. My stance on generative AI in education is that we shouldn't push back on it because it's impossible, on one hand, and on the other hand, we shouldn't push back because, as colleagues already told us, the students are using it, and we have to do something about it. And I think that the valuable way to go would be to find some framework in which to think about generative AI in social studies and history, and try to frame what we think and what we would offer teachers to do in one framework. And on the other hand, I think that teachers, and in my experience, because I work as in teacher professional development, and I have to teach them things, but I like to think about it in the way that I encourage them to try out some new things, which is not always successful. Sometimes they are not willing to do it, but I think that one of the keys are how to encourage people to use generative AI and not be scared of it, and how to frame it that the people could use these models and frameworks and activities directly in the classroom, not read some fancy article and go to the classroom and what do I do with that? So that would be my stance on this question. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm totally agreeing with you that AI is here to stay, so to say, and I think that we are already past that initial phase when every one of us tried to ask ChatGPT some question that the tool could not answer, right? That was probably the first couple of months to try to ask questions with no answer. And also we are past that initial moment when many teachers asked ChatGPT if AI will replace teachers. We know that this will not happen, and we know that we have to find creative ways to use the tools, because AI is just, so to say, just another tool in the large amount of tools that we can use. And as far as I know, my students or my daughter back in the other room, that they are always trying to find the shortest way to get something done. And I think the AI is disrupting this point, that we cannot no longer use homeworks or projects like we used to do that in last couple of years. So we have to change something. Okay, Miss Maria Vlachaki, that's right?
Vlachaki, yes.
Vlachaki, okay.
Yes, thank you very much for the invitation and the really innovative initiative, despite that it's in the middle of the summer. Here in Greece, the summer is very hot, of course, in South Europe and whole South Europe. I'm a lecturer in Aristotle University of Thessaloniki and at the Greek Open University, and I have the experience of supervising researchers on using AI tools such as Canva and also ChatGPT in creating comics. Of course, it is very important to enhance teachers in practice to use AI tools, and of course against the usual anxiety, technological anxiety, which I usually feel in using tools. Of course, it's the fear against of their role if AI can replace them too. Of course, the first aim would be that to enhance teachers to promote and give them simple tools to use in their everyday practice, in their daily practice. Another aim, it would be to open to suggest, to make suggestions in order to open curricula, historical curricula, using AI tools. And a third suggestion could be to interconnect AI tools with historical competencies and specific digital skills. For instance, historical imagination. For instance, using AI tools in creating simulatively environments in the past.
Mhm.
So thank you again for the initiative and the invitation.
Thank you for your comments and ideas. And it's very interesting that you mentioned historical imagination, because I also think that Gen AI that we have right now will be very useful, exceptionally in that field. That's yeah, I can agree with that. Miss Erol.
Hi everyone. Actually, my name is Erol. My colleague from department, she would be here too. Nihan Erol. I am Erol.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she had to participate at another project in Tallinn. That's why she couldn't make it here. She sent her regards and loves to all of you. I'm here today on behalf of her, and also I'm here for me too, because it is a great opportunity. It is great to be here, actually, to be part of this kind of group, this kind of distinguished group. That's why I'm so happy. Also, maybe I need to tell ourselves actually. Nihan and me, we are academic staff in Gazi University and Ankara. She is professor at educational faculty, and I'm giving lectures, contemporary Turkish history. To sum up, we are familiar, we are faced struggle with all kind of students in Turkey in every level at higher educational system, because especially my lecture, my Turkish contemporary history lecture, it is a must course in Turkey, and every type of student in universities must take this course. It is a must obligation course, and because of this is the obligation course, students, some of them, not all of them, but most of them are struggled, are exhausted. So we are trying to spice up to our lectures. That's why digital learning tools are important for our course. So we kind of obsessed about digital courses. It is a priority for us for a while. Over a decade, actually, we are using this kind of tools. At previous years, it was another thing, but these years, these 1 or 2 years, ChatGPT, Canva, other type of learning tools are highly impacted over the students. We have some surveys about that. Also, we are trying to improve, develop some kind of projects. We have applications about these kind of projects, and some various platforms, international, also national. So actually, to see some other academics in here, the other universities, other countries. It is a happy thought, actually. Maybe in future we can share our knowledge, we can share our project ideas in any other platform here. So to see you, it is a hope for future, actually. And I would like to thank you, all of you, and I'm great to be here. So in the future, we will make a great meeting in some part of the world, maybe. Until then, until that point, until that day, have a great day, have a nice week. So that's all I would like to say. Thank you all for see you.
Thank you. And sure, we will like to visit Turkey and enjoy your faculty.
Be wonderful. Of course, you can anytime. We are glad to be hosts, all of you, to see you. Bye.
Thank you again. Anybody else wants to share their thoughts? Or questions or comments? So during the next couple of minutes, when you think if you should say something to the public, I just want to invite everyone that is right now following this Zoom talk to write me an email, or you can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, and share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your materials, or share your ideas of what are the ways that we can work together and present our findings or our articles or our materials or good practices that we are already using in our teaching. As I said, I think that we can start doing something meaningful in September when our academic and school years begin. I know that it's pretty hot in most of the Europe. We are also having, I think it's like 33 or 34 degrees right now outside of my house, and people are trying not to work anything or not to think about anything. But during the next 1 month, please contact me or write to me, and on my side, I will do a small research about how are we using AI right now in history education, and you can expect that I will send you, well, the summary of this meeting, the recording of this meeting, but also the survey for research that I will try to perform in our communities. If anybody wants to say something for the finish of our first meeting, now is the chance. Last call. Okay. If not, I will conclude this first initial meeting. See you probably then in September, and yeah, have a great summer, great August. Try to be on in the sun, but not too much, because we have to save our skin. Okay, thank you once again for all your ideas and all your comments. Thank you for participating, and see you next time. Bye.
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 Bye.